makakausap natin si Captain Noemi Cayabyab, ang tagapagsalita ng Philippine Coast Guard. Magandang tanghali po sa inyo, Captain.
Yes, magandang tanghali po, Ma'am Sherry, at maraming salamat po sa oportunidad.
Captain, ano po yung pinakahuling update ng Philippine Coast Guard sa search and rescue operations para dito muna sa MV Tricia Kirstine 3 na lumubog malapit sa Pilas Island sa Basilan?
Yes, as we speak po, Ma'am Sherry, ongoing po ang aerial and surface search po ng Philippine Coast Guard. Katulong po ang iba't ibang ahensya. At kanina po, napag-usapan din po during the press briefing that the Philippine Coast Guard would deploy its technical divers to conduct diving operations po. So ngayon po ay on the way na rin po ang ating mga technical divers because we understand po yung depth na meron po doon sa business area po.
Sa ngayon ho, ilan na ang kumpirmadong nasawi at nawawala pa?
We have 316 survivors, 18 fatalities po, and 10 pa po ang ating hinahanap.
Tama po ba na kabilang sa nawawala nga ang kapitan pa ng barko? Isang PCG personnel at isang sundalo?
As to the missing po, yung 10 ay 8 po ang ating reported na missing crew. And then yung dalawang individual po, yung isa po yung Philippine Coast Guard personnel po.
May itinakda po bang specific areas o expansion ng search area base sa agos ng dagat at lagay ng panahon?
Ngayon po, we concentrated po na search area po natin is yung Balok-Balok Island. Yan po yung incident location po natin. Kasama po yung Pilas Island po.
Nilinaw po ng PCG na walang gale warning nang maglayag ang barko at nabigyan ito ng clearance. Maaari po bang ipaliwanag kung paano sinusuri yung sea conditions bago magbigay ng sailing clearance?
Well, tama po kayo, Ma'am Cheryl. There was a clearance from the Philippine Coast Guard before this vessel departed. As to the cause or the possible cause or contributing factors why this happened, ongoing po ang kinakandak nating investigation. Although there are some statements from the locals, Ma'am Cheryl, that this area sometimes experience po yung tinatawag po nating squall or subasco. So ito po yung sudden increase po ng lakas ng hangin or yung current. So yan po yung mga contributing factors. But we don't want to give a conclusive statement of how this incident occurred or what are the reasons behind kasi ongoing naman po ang ating kinakandak na maritime casualty investigation.
Captain, may mga lumabas din pong issue ukol nga sa posibleng overloading at katandaan daw ng barko ang sanhi ng paglubog nito. Is this something that's being considered?
As to the overloading measure, I mentioned how many were rescued, the fatalities. Initially, the authorized passenger capacity of this vessel is 352. And as per consolidation of those rescued, the casualty and the missing, it is 344. So, but we cannot discount as well, na may possibility din po na may overloading. Again, all the information that was received by the Philippine Coast Guard would form part of the investigation po.
So yung hindi sila lumagpas doon sa bilang ng pasahero dapat. Kanina sinabi po ng aming correspondent na si Mon Gualvez, ang sinasabi daw po ay oo, hindi lumagpas doon sa bilang ng tao pero yung bigat na bit-bit, yung mga nakaload po.
Yes, since this vessel po, Ma'am Shell is a passenger and a cargo vessel, yung information that possible po yung cargo, kasama rin po yan sa in-investigate po ng Philippine Coast Guard.
Lipat naman po tayo sa MV Devon Bay, Captain. Ano po ang kalagayan ngayon noong ating 15 na Pinoy seafarers na nakaligtas po at kahapon ay nakauwi na sa bansa?
Yes, upon arrival po sa Manila kahapon, we received the 15 survivors and the 2 bodies, Ma'am Cheryl, So we turned them over. The 15 survivors were turned over to the Department of Migrant Workers. And then yung 2 bodies po were turned over to the Bureau of Quarantine po. So ang OWA at saka ang DMW po ang nakikipag-ugnayan na rin po sa pamilya at saka sa shipping company po na itong MV Devon Bay.
At patuloy pa rin po yung search and rescue operations para sa 4 na nawawalang Filipino crew members. Hanggang kailan po ito ipagpapatuloy at ano po yung mga hamon sa paghahanap?
Yes, tama po kayo. Ongoing pa rin po ang ating aerial and surface search. We still have a vessel in the area. We still do conduct aerial surveillance po, and the Philippine Coast Guard is in constant coordination with the Hong Kong Rescue Coordinating Center. It is the mechanism that we use, Ma'am Cheryl, no? Since this is in accordance with the IAMSAR, or the International Aeronautical and Maritime Search and Rescue. So, fortunately, the Philippine Coast Guard is the Manila's MRCC, or the Maritime Rescue Coordinating Center. So we tap all the South China region, particularly the RCC, to help us and to be more vigilant, to inform all the vessels transiting on the area to be more vigilant, and if ever meron po sila makikita mga floating unusual object po, ay check po at i-report po kaagad sa Philippine Coast Guard. So definitely the Philippine Coast Guard will not stop. We are pursuing all the efforts and approaches to locate the remaining 4 missing crew of MV Devon Bay.
Batay po sa paunang report, posibleng sanhi ng pagtaob ang nickel ore cargo na nagkaroon ng liquefaction. Maaari niyo po ba, Captain, na ipaliwanag po ano ba itong cargo liquefaction at bakit ito delikado?
Yes, Ma'am Sherry, this was the statement of one of the crew that this MV Devon Bay was carrying around 55,000 tons of nickel ore. So, accordingly, nagkaroon po ng liquefaction. So, yung moisture content po ng cargo at kasama rin po yung paggalaw dahil masyadong malakas daw po yung current at saka alon that time. So, it caused the shifting of the way to the left side or the port side of the ship. So, ito po yung nakikita daw nilang reason why this vessel lifted and later on capsized po. But this initial suspicion, we don't have any conclusive data yet, and the Philippine Coast Guard is currently undergoing an appropriate investigation to further determine what are the causes of this maritime incident.
Matatanda ang tumulong po ang China Coast Guard sa rescue operations. Nagpapatuloy pa rin ba yung kooperasyon ninyo sa kanila sa paghahanap po nitong 4 pang nawawala nating mga kababayan?
Yes, una-una po, Ma'am Cheryl, really appreciate po yung effort ng China Coast Guard. Again, pagdating po sa search and rescue, I always mention this, that every coastal state, and every state has a moral obligation po to render people in distress po. And the coordination made by the Philippine Coast Guard is through the Maritime Rescue Coordinating Center. And this is China Coast Guard po, we connected sa Hong Kong RCC. Yun po ang Chinese counterpart po natin for this coordinating center. And again, not only the Hong Kong RCC, but as well as yung mga South China region po na may mga MRCC rin po. So yan po ang constant na ginagawa po natin sa Philippine Coast Guard.
Captain, puntahan ko rin yung lumubog na motor bangka, Amihara. Ilan pa po ang na-recover na bangkay mula sa insidenteng ito at ilan pa ang hinahanap?
Yes, as we speak po, Ma'am Cheryl, last weekend we were able to locate 6 bodies. And a day after the incident was reported to us, we were able to rescue 1. So buhay po yun. So 7 in total. And these bodies were turned over to MBI for further forensic examination. And if determined po or identified that these bodies are the passengers of the motorboat Amihara, so lalabas ni Sherry is 9 na lang po ang ating hinahanap.
Ano po ang mga hamon sa isinasagawang search and retrieval operations, Captain?
Since from the day that the incident was reported, ang drifting zone po netong na-recover po natin ay halos sa may southwest portion na po ng Sarangani Island. So that is an open sea. Until now, ongoing po yung ating ay malakas pa rin po yung current as per report po ng ating mga charting po. Ang kagandahan lang po, Ma'am Cheryl, hindi lang po Philippine Coast Guard ang nag-iisa po dito. We are partnered, we are together with other government agencies, and even yung mga volunteered vessels po. So, yan po siguro ang nakikita lang po natin kasi habang tumatagal po, syempre yung drifting zone, we consider the current that would be a contributing factor para sa location po nito mga hinahanap po natin. So, we established Research and Rescue Optimal System, and it's more science-based po para makita po natin yung may high probability po na makakita pa rin po tayo ng ating mga hinahanap.
Captain, sinasabing naglagayag ito ng walang pahintulot at permit. Paano ito nakalusot?
Well, kasama po yan sa investigation po natin, Ma'am Cheryl. Ang ngayon po, yung mga tauhan po ng Santa Ana, they were undergoing investigation po. Part na po siya ng investigation natin. And ang directive naman po ng aming commandant na si Admiral Ronnie Gaban, in case after the investigation, we find out that these personnel remit their performance of duty, definitely administrative sanction will be given. So we will not be discounting on that part po. Hanggang ngayon po, ongoing pa rin po sinasagawa nating consolidation of the information and the investigation as well.
Captain, paano hinaharap ng PCG yung mga hamon sa patuloy na search and rescue operation sa tatlong magkakahiwalay na insidenteng ito, lalo na kapag masama ang panahon at malawak po yung saklaw ng paghahanap? Kaya ba ng resources natin?
Yes, the Philippine Coast Guard, Ma'am Sharon, is organized to respond on crisis. Although we understand po the limitations on the floating assets unit, we partnered with other government agencies. The local government will help us. This is part of the modernization of the Philippine Coast Guard, and the directive of the Commandant today during the press conference is to further enhance the inspection of all vessels, including po yung pag-strengthen ng ating pre-departure inspection at to ensure yung compliance po ng lahat ng barko na before po sila umalis sa port ay thoroughly inspected po ang lahat ng mga certificates at even yung seaworthiness po ng barko before po sila umalis.
Marami pong salamat sa inyong oras, PCG spokesperson Captain Noemi Cayabyab.